你，我终于失去了你。Honey, honey, oh.
Sometimes when you are by yourself, do you feel anxious, empty, or even scared? I used to be super bad dealing with loneliness. It makes me feel like there is just this void in my heart and my mind that I just could not fill with any activities. So let me show you how I deal with loneliness through this day in my life.
Oh boy.
Sometimes I feel like my life is just like a train ride. There are so many people that I get to see on this train, and there's so many views outside the window that I get to enjoy, regardless if they're good or bad. I'm the type of person that overthink a lot, especially when I'm by myself. Sometimes I think about what the definition of loneliness is. Do I not feel lonely when there's a bunch of people around me? Is it when I go back to my empty home? Is it when I'm having a mental breakdown and don't have anyone to talk to? Or is it when I want to talk about something but no one really shared the same ideas with me? Or is it when I'm sick and no one else is there to look after me? Is it the quietness in the room at 12 a.m? Is it the unscratchable itch in my heart when I'm tired of being by myself? Sometimes I find it really peaceful going out by myself because when I'm just by myself, I have so much time to think. And sometimes I think about loneliness. I find it really interesting. Is it that if I'm surrounded by people all the time, I won't feel it anymore? Or do I want someone that know how I feel and resonates with me? Why do I feel the need to connect with someone? I've been wondering for a very long time. Sometimes I see people around me rushing into one relationship after another. Does being with someone help with that void in the heart? Or does it make it worse because it will become an addiction? Wow, we're here. Welcome to my secret spot. This is my favorite ramen place in Melbourne. Every time when I'm going through something, I will come here. Or every time when my friend from other states is coming, I will take them here as well. It's really good. That's why there's always a line outside. We are finally in. Normally I just order the signature, and I was suggested to order this drink. I actually got laughed at because I never opened one before, so I'm gonna try it this time. Yeah, I know, I'm a basement dweller, so what? Alright, we got it. I really like putting cold drink on my face. It like calms me down. Alright, now let's try to open it.
You need that. Yeah. I never had it. I never really had it. Like a sandwich. Bruh.
Oh.
Do you need to order in advance?
Yeah. Yeah, I did that in advance because otherwise it'll be so bad.
Why don't you press with your arm?
Literally name top 10 most embarrassing that happened to me in public. This is probably one of it. Hey, at least it's open, so look at the little bubbles. Now we gulp the thing. Yes. Thank you for the gentleman next to me for helping me open. Cheers. Here I present to you guys my favorite ramen. Yeah. Oh, this is always my comfort food, so you guys should definitely give it a try. It's worth it. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like food is just one of the things that can cure me instantly. It works like magic.
I guess you were just so misunderstood. You know I'm never truly gone for good. If I could look inside your brain, you know I would. You know I would. You know I'm not angry anymore, just a little bit let down. I'm not angry anymore, just a little upset now. Cause I wanna be better than I was before, but I can't do it if we don't mature. Not angry anymore, just a little bit let down.
So after showing you guys my secret ramen spot, now I guess I'll also share some of my secret ways to live with loneliness. So one of the most effective way to me is to face tank it. I used to be a super codependent person. So I remember a few years ago, I always had to be with a partner, and I feel like whenever I'm not talking with someone, I felt really anxious. I couldn't even focus well if I'm just by myself, and that has become a pretty bad issue for me because having to just rely on someone else all the time is quite a chore on the other person as well. So after going through a lot of reflection and acceptance of just being lonely is normal, because realistically speaking, no one can be there for us every single second, right? People will be busy because they have their own life, like what everyone else said, right? We're all born alone and we'll eventually die alone. Because if you think about it, no one else can really die with us, right? So inevitably, we will eventually end up being by ourselves. The hardest thing is definitely realizing and accepting this fact, and honestly, all the negative feelings you feel when it comes to being by yourself, it is definitely really scary. Because I don't know about you guys, but growing up, I was always told, you know, having no friends is bad. Not being able to have a partner is bad. Being by yourself is bad. It's not acceptable to the society because that's just quote unquote what everything should be. But I think growing up, no one really taught us how to deal with loneliness, right? How to enjoy being by yourself and realizing the fact that your life doesn't always have to be surrounding other people. You don't always have to have someone in your life for your life to be good or to do the things that you enjoy doing. For example, I've always wanted to go on a cute date to the zoo, and I've always just been waiting for someone to take me, but I never really thought about I could have just went by myself, right? Because if you think about it, right, I can afford it. I am completely healthy to go out by myself, and I certainly know the way to get there as well. So what's really been stopping me? I never really thought about why. I don't have to have someone to go with me for it to be special. Doing something that I always wanted just by myself is also fine. But I guess a huge part of me was so scared of being judged. You know, how will other people look at me if I go to this restaurant by myself? How will other people think of me if I go do all these activities just by myself? Would they think I'm weird? Would they think that there's something wrong with me? I don't know. Am I the only one that think that? I don't think so. Being judged by others about being alone is one thing. When you have to be alone, when you have to face loneliness by yourself is another thing. What worked out the best for me was every time I felt lonely, I tell myself it's okay to feel lonely. Me feeling lonely, all the emptiness and anxiety that I feel about just being by myself, they are all valid. And the more I tell myself when I'm enduring the loneliness, the more I'm familiar with it, and the longer I can spend just being by myself. It is definitely a comfort zone thing, because I remember I was really scared to go out just by myself. I simply just did not feel safe doing so. But after stepping out that first huge step, going out more by myself, exploring the city all by myself, you know, going to parks, going to my favorite places like the galleries by myself. The more I do it, the more I realize it's really not a big deal, and the more I enjoy spending more time with just by myself, and the more I realize I actually have so much fun just being by myself as well, because at the end of the day I'm still doing all these things that I personally really enjoy doing. I don't have to go with someone. I don't have to always have someone next to me to do these activities with me. But from the past, I always thought I couldn't do it. I just always had the thought that, you know, I'm not strong enough, I'm not independent enough. I need someone to go with me to feel safe. But I didn't know I always had what it takes to just do it. I'm way stronger than I thought I was. After knowing that I'm fully capable of doing things that I want just by myself, I become way more confident, and I'm more capable of living with loneliness and embracing it. But of course, it's gonna take a lot of time to step out of that comfort zone. It takes a lot of courage as well. So what are some other ways that I did to slowly overcome loneliness? From the start, I used a lot of distraction, of course. So from the past, I could only focus when I am in a call with someone. So instead of doing it, I listen to a lot of podcasts or music while I work, and gonna be honest, podcast works so well. For me, the presence of other people's voice helps me feel more relaxed. And when I felt extremely lonely, when I don't have any tasks in my hand to do, I tend to just create things for me to do. In a sense, I guess it's a coping mechanism. I just keep myself busy, so at that moment I wouldn't have time to think about that I'm alone, because my mind is focused on doing other tasks. For example, doing certain hobbies like drawing, watching animes, playing games helped me a lot. Or what I've been doing recently is doing solo dates and going out to the gym. It could be anything, to be honest, as long as it's something that gives you the satisfaction of doing it, or anything that could distract you. Because everyone's hobby is really different. Obviously, everyone enjoys different things, right? If you haven't found your hobbies yet, I highly suggest spending more time just exploring more things. Eventually you will find something that you really click to. Trust me, it will help so much, burning time and distracting yourself from all the negative emotions that being by yourself could bring if you're not used to just being by yourself. For me, when I feel lonely is mostly when I've been trapped in my room for way too long. So what I normally do when I feel that is going to a park or anywhere that has parts of nature in it. To me, being surrounded by the nature makes me feel really calm. I don't know, it's like a really spiritual thing for me. I feel like I'm surrounded by all these birds and all the grass because all these things are alive, right? Like they're living things. That's why I feel like even though they're not talking to me, I still feel like they're keeping me company. That's why I like going to parks a lot, because I just feel so connected to the nature and it helped me ease a lot of the negative feelings that I will feel when I'm by myself. Thank you guys for watching till here. I hope all the tips would be helpful for you guys to slowly overcome loneliness and stepping out of your comfort zone to become a better version of yourself. Now, at the end of the video, don't forget to stay healthy, look after yourself, and lock in.
Girl, I've been patient, but we both know I hate waiting.